for starting your day with us. Drew Kozub in for Jeremy John, so we sent Fiona Odlum out to Hammock Marsh.
That's right, and there's so many great things happening in March down at Hammock Marsh. You can go down there for their Snowbird Beach Day, where the whole place gets transformed into a tropical paradise, including parrots. A little bit later on, Fiona's going to be showing us how to make your own syrup. But right now, Fiona, we're talking about one of the activities you can come down there
and Bourgeois, who'd like to be known as Jacques of all trades, which I think is awesome. Basically, you're the guy who does all the great activities that happen here at the marsh. And this month, there's a lot of interesting programs starting because spring's coming, and spring means flowers,
should
right?
be coming. Anyways.
Yeah,
that's what the groundhog said. So yes.
Yeah, I need to have a talk with that groundhog.
It's in my drawer if you want to see. We can give him some tech. But yeah, basically, even though it looks very wintry outside still, well, it's time to think about planting the seeds because I mean, some of the seeds take a long time to basically grow and germinate. So it's time to think about it. Now, we have great variety of plants at the marsh. We have a nice little display here of all the different plants you can have here. And of course, the marsh itself is just, it's basically been recreated, if you want. And all the seeds that were in place from years and years ago have grown back into this beautiful wetland. Because Hammock Marsh, if you go back, let's say, a couple hundred years ago, was just a huge wetland stretching from Winnipeg all the way to Lake Winnipeg. Then it got drained and turned into agricultural land.
Which is crazy, because like I literally thought, as a longtime Winnipegger, I thought, oh, you guys built the interpretive center where there was a marsh, and
we build the marsh first.
Built the marsh, and they will come.
Exactly,
yeah.
And that's what happened. So we basically built a bunch of dikes and flood the area, and all the seeds that were actually in the soil from before the agricultural time came back to life, and now we have lots of cattails and beautiful plants coming out from that seed bank.
And you have a cattail here, and you were going to show us how the seeds move around.
Well, there's lots of ways for seeds to move because they don't want to always, like for some example, some seeds, they'll basically grow up where they fall. So like an acorn will fall on the ground and will grow there. Right. So that's, in terms of competition, it's not so good. So cattails, they'll use the wind. So like just a tiny little breeze will disperse those seeds. And one cattail head like this will produce about 200,000 seeds.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and they are very resilient. Some seeds can last for years.
So now, would you say this is a weed because it has so many seeds?
Not so much, because it's native. So basically, when it's a native plant, it's not a weed. If it's an invasive plant that has that many seeds, it would be like the some of the plants that we have in wetlands as well.
Now let's talk about some of the flowers, because I love flowers.
Well, some of the beautiful flowers, we have the brown-eyed Susan, which looks like this here. Yeah. And they have tiny, tiny little seeds.
Oh my
And some of those seeds actually will need to overwinter. So one way to do that, you can put them in a freezer or in the fridge to pretend it's winter for them. Yeah. You can also stratify them, and then we'll actually have to plant them, and even now is a good time to start them.
Well, let's start planting. How do we...
It's kind of a cold outside, so we can do it inside, and we can build our own little greenhouse. So you need a little milk carton, a little container like this. Yeah. You put some soil, then you can actually add some water. Okay. And which I don't have here, but we can pretend we do.
Water.
Yeah, you can put your seeds in.
Yeah.
Put your
Plop
seeds.
them in there.
Yeah. And then to make it a greenhouse, you just put a little Ziploc, any kind of plastic bag, and a little elastic, and put it by your windowsill. Oops.
Here, let me help you.
Perfect. And put it by the windowsill, and you have yourself your very own greenhouse.
And how inexpensive is that? This is fantastic. Okay, well, we're going to learn a whole lot more over the course of the morning. So we're going to do a little bit more planting, and then we're going to go make some maple syrup a little bit later. That's all coming up right here on Breakfast Television.